Hello and welcome to another college algebra assistance video. I'm Shay Ortega. I'll be helping you out today, and today we'll be looking at more logarithmic and exponential functions. In today's problem, we're to find a formula for an exponential function f with f of 1 equals 10 and f of 3 equals 14.4. We're to do this problem algebraically and check our answers using regression. We'll write our exponential function in both forms, basically the y equals ab to the power of t and y equals ae to the power of the product of k times t. Okay, so what we'll start out by doing is we can actually start out by using our x and our y, or our t, our f of t equals y, and then fitting that into the y equals ab to the power of t form. And doing that, we'll get 14.4 equals a times b to the power of 3, and then we'll have 10 equals ab to the power of 1. Since we're dealing with an exponential function, linear function, we'd usually just add or subtract, but in an exponential function, we'll actually divide the two formulas. What we'll get from that is we'll get 1.44 equals, and our a's will cancel each other out, and then what will happen, since we have 3, or b to the third power divided by b to the first power, we'll get equals b squared. To figure out what b will equal, we'll raise both sides to the power of 1/2, which is essentially the same thing as taking the square root, and we'll get 1.2 equals our b. Now, since we know 1.2 equals our b, what we can do is we can use one of our formulas. So we can use, for example, our 10 equals a times 1.2 to the first power to figure out our a. Since 1.2 to the first power is just 1.2, we can divide both sides by 1.2. And if we put that in our calculator and actually hit find out what the fraction is, we actually get 25/3 equals a, or 8.333 repeating equals a. Now we can check that out by using regression on our calculator, and all we have to do that is basically go under stats, we'll go under edit. Looks like I've already entered everything in here, so I've entered in for my L1 value, which will be t. When t is 1, my L2 value, which is y, is 10, and when t is 3, my y value is 14.4. We'll go back into stat, we'll go over to calculate, and this guy, if we go all around, is an exponential regression we actually want. So we'll click on that, it'll calculate, and it tells us that our a should be 8.333 repeating, which we got, and then our b should be 1.2. So that ends up being our b. So let's end up checking out. Now what we can actually do is to find our other form, y equals ae to the kt, we can kind of use a relationship that we have. Since b equals k, or excuse me, since b equals e to the power of k, basically if we were to calculate that, we would get the ln of b equals k. We can use that, so now we know that for our formula, for our first version, we've got y equals 8.333 repeating times 1.2 to the t, and then we've got our other form of y equals 8.333 repeating times e to the k, which is the ln of 1.2, which was our b, times t.